From our studio located in Madison, New Jersey, this is Real Good News.
I'm like the man they call a seeker. I'm a real truth speaker, and I always cut right to the core. And you know I really ask, cause I get right to the facts and get the answer to what I'm looking for. I can pronto peg a lie, I'm a tireless and quiet. I've been a furious faker since my youth. My mold is on above ground. I've always been a bloodhound for the truth. The truth.
Welcome back to Real Good News. I'm your host, Georgette Castro. Before we begin, please take a moment to like and share our show so more people can see the good happening in our communities. On this final episode of our 5th season, we are concluding another wonderful season of local stories, community events, and people making a difference. On this episode, we will take you to a Madison Rotary food distribution event. Diane visits Passion for Spices, a new cooking school bringing flavor and culture to our community. Plus, we will have these stories.
I'm Alan Swanson, and on today's episode, I will be discussing the rapid expansion of artificial intelligence and the growing number of data centers needed to support it. Later in the show, I'll take a closer look of why this matters and what it could mean for our towns, and why residents need to stay informed and involved.
Coming up on Real Good News, a conversation with a DNA researcher who's looking to rewrite human DNA using artificial intelligence. I'm Steve Lubetkin.
A Morris County mobile outreach program is coming to Madison to help residents connect with important social services. Navigating Hope will be at the Madison Public Library, located at 39 Keep Street, on Thursday, June 25th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. No registration is required. Navigating Hope is a partnership between the Morris County Department of Human Services and Family Promise of Morris County. The program brings trained staff directly into local communities to help people understand what assistance may be available to them. At the event, residents can receive benefits eligibility screenings and help with applications. Services may include help with SNAP food assistance, Medicaid, TANF, general assistance, utility assistance, housing assistance, and other support programs. The Navigating Hope Band also connects residents with another community services, including health and wellness resources, aging services, WEEK, the Earned Income Tax Credit, domestic violence support, and other resources. The program is designed to make help easier to reach. Instead of asking residents to travel to different offices to figure out the system alone, Navigating Hope brings information and assistance directly to the community. Navigating Hope works alongside the Hope One van, which provides mobile mental health and addiction support throughout Morris County. Anyone who needs help or knows someone who may need help is encouraged to stop by the Madison Public Library on Thursday, June 25th, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Again, no registration is required.
Mariano Greeno, a Union Scout member, designed and built a movable raised garden bed for the Burnett Middle School Special Education Program. The structure includes wheels for mobility and a trellis to support plant growth. This was one of his last steps in earning the rank of Eagle Scout. Greeno's idea for the garden bed came after he toured Barnett Middle School, where his sister is a student in the special education program. The program was designed to make gardening more accessible for students while creating opportunities for hands-on learning. An Eagle Court of Honor was held on June 13th at the First Presbyterian Church of Connecticut Farms to recognize Greeno and celebrate his achievement. Greeno was also presented with a Senate resolution and a Township of Union testimonial resolution. Congratulations, Greeno, and thank you for your service to the community.
Last month, a Morris County resident upheld an honorable tradition. Kevin Debiasse, who has worked in Morris County's Office of Information Technology for years, recently participated in the National Emergency Medical Services Memorial Bike Ride. In celebration of America's 250th anniversary, this year's ride incorporated the route used by George Washington and the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. This marked Debiasse's sixth year partaking in the annual event, which was held from May 9th to May 15th. Created to honor the service and sacrifice of EMS workers and promote mental and physical wellness within the emergency medical community, Debiasse provided essential support for cyclists on the East Coast route by driving a box truck containing luggage, first aid supplies, and bike gear. Debiasse displayed a strong commitment by waking up each day at 5 a.m. to prepare the truck before starting his drive for the day. Outside of the bike ride, Debiasse has served as a volunteer firefighter since 1987 and an EMT in Madison since 1992. From us at Mortonville Productions, thank you for your service, Kevin.
The Union School District has been awarded $320,000 through a competitive state grant program aimed at expanding tutoring opportunities for students. The funding comes from the New Jersey Department of Education's High Impact Tutoring Grant, part of the New Jersey Learning Acceleration Program. The district plans to offer individual and small group tutoring sessions aligned with the classroom's instruction and students' academic needs. Tutoring will be available during the summer, after school, and on Saturdays. According to the district's officials, the evidence-based model will allow participating students to meet with a tutor 3 times per week for an hour session focused on either English language, arts, or math. They also state that grant funding will help provide targeted support tailored to students' academic needs while building skills and confidence for long-term success. District officials said the grant will support expanded tutoring services during the 2026-2027 school year for students in grades 3 through 8.
As America's 250th anniversary draws closer, Morris County is enthusiastically inviting residents to partake in the celebration. The festivities are set to begin on July 2nd when Morris County facilities, including the Morris County Courthouse, will be illuminated red, white, and blue as part of Light to Unite, a nationwide campaign led by the National Flag Foundation. Morris County residents, businesses, and organizations are invited to join in by similarly lighting their own homes and buildings. Photos of the patriotic project can be shared on social media using the hashtag NJLightToUnite. Morris County will continue to illuminate its facilities through Wednesday, July 8th, when it will participate in another nationwide initiative, Sharing the Spirit of America, a synchronized reading of the Declaration of Independence across all 50 states. The Morris County reading will take place on the lawn of the Morris County Courthouse at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and will feature the voices of county leaders, including the Morris County Board of County Commissioners. Those unable to attend the event are encouraged to host their own public reading, which they can have officially promoted. To learn more about how to do so and other upcoming 250th anniversary festivities, visit the link shown on your screen.
The Cranford Township 250 Revolution New Jersey Committee will be holding America 250 birthday celebrations on Friday, July 3rd, 2026. This free event will run from 1 to 6 p.m. and will be held at Hanson Park in Cranford. In case of inclement weather, it will be held at the Cranford Recreational Center. This celebration will include many activities like demonstrations, displays, games, and music. There will be sponsored activities like quill pen writing, tin punching, and colonial games and toys. Local groups such as the Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution, Girl and Boy Scouts, Cranford 86, and the Cranford Historical Society will also participate. Other local historical houses and community groups will highlight the colonial times, the Declaration of Independence, and the Revolutionary War in New Jersey.
Last weekend, Morris County hosted a niche yet substantial competition. On June 12th and 13th, the New Jersey chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture held its tree climbing competition in Central Park of Morris County. Arborists are trained professionals who work to maintain individual trees and some other types of shrubbery. The event offers an opportunity for these dedicated workers to learn new skills while building a community with one another. The competition consisted of 5 events: the ascent, the belayed speed climb, the aerial rescue, work climb, and throwball test. The competitors were evaluated by a panel of volunteer judges based on factors such as speed, movements, risk assessments, descents, and landings. This year, Doug Ralph was crowned New Jersey's tree climbing champion. In October, Doug will represent New Jersey at the International Tree Climbing Competition in St. Louis, where he'll compete against climbers from other states and international winners from Canada, Spain, the Czech Republic, Colombia, and Taiwan. Best of luck to you, Doug.
Trailside Nature and Science's J.D. Standler visited Rahway Public Library and had an audience of 100 parents and children learning about the reptiles of New Jersey. Through this presentation, families learned various facts about reptiles. He also delved into the sometimes misunderstood snakes. Standler explained that snakes are always thought to be the villains, but they've actually helped people more often than hurting them. For example, he explained that the gardener snake will eat bugs in people's gardens. Standler showed off various reptiles like live diamondback turtle and Jiffy, a corn snake born in February 2020. People interested in events like this can visit Trailside Nature and Science Center. Trailside Nature and Science Center is located in Mountainside and free and open to the public daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Sunday.
This month, an essential team made their official return to Morris County. On June 17th, Morris County Commissioner Stephen Shaw and Hanover Mayor Thomas Gallagher were joined by the New Jersey Department of Banking and Insurance's acting commissioner, Susan Ox, to cut a grand opening ribbon inside the new Hanover office for the department's Bureau of Fraud Deterrence division. The division had previously operated out of another Hanover location for over 20 years before temporarily moving to Parsippany. The Bureau, which consists of 86 employees across the state of New Jersey, works to reduce the amount of annual insurance losses in the state, which is estimated to be around $2.6 million. This equates to an annual cost of about $1,300 per family, making insurance fraud a more serious threat than many may realize. With the department now stationed inside their new home, they can continue to combat this severe crime.
The Rutgers Cooperative Extension of Union County's 4-H Master Tree Stewards recently celebrated a successful season of environmental education, reaching more than 2,750 fourth grade students across Union County during the winter and spring of 2026. The Master Tree Steward program is made up of dedicated volunteers who receive specialized training through Rutgers Cooperative Extension and then bring their knowledge directly into classrooms. The program provides fourth grade students with hands-on learning opportunities that connect classroom education with real-world environmental issues, encouraging curiosity and fostering a greater appreciation for local natural resources. Throughout the school year, Tree Stewards presented one-hour lessons discussing the importance of trees, environmental stewardship, and the role trees play in maintaining healthy communities. Union County Commissioner Chairperson Joseph Bodick states, by bringing these lessons into classrooms throughout Union County, our volunteers are helping students develop a deeper understanding of the natural world and the importance of protecting it.
In honor of Juneteenth, Morris County welcomed the return of an impressive exhibit that is now open to the public. On June 11th, the 34th Annual Art in the Atrium exhibit, From Many to One, A New Tribe, was officially unveiled during the Juneteenth art celebration in the Atrium Gallery at the Morris County Administration and Records Building. Observed every year on June 19th, Juneteenth commemorates the day that enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, finally learned they were free 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. It is a holiday that not only honors Black culture and freedom, but also Black resilience. Art in the Atrium, Inc. is a Black-led nonprofit organization founded in 1991 that uplifts Black artists through numerous community-based programs, such as professional development, exhibitions, and youth outreach. This year's exhibit featured over 40 African-American, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latino artists and nearly 180 pieces of art ranging from paintings to mixed media creations. The exhibit is open to the public on weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with extended hours to 7:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. Those interested in viewing the exhibit have until September 18th to do so. For anyone looking to immerse themselves in a rich culture and unique pieces of expression, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. For Real Good News, I'm Xavier Reid.
George Newcomb, a senior at Governor Livingston High School, was honored by the Mountainside Borough Council with a proclamation for earning the rank of Eagle Scout. The proclamation recognized Newcomb's years of involvement with Troop 177. It also highlighted the leadership positions he held along the way. The proclamation served as the borough's official recognition of his achievement, as well as the service project he completed for the community. For his Eagle Scout project, Newcomb led fellow scouts in improving the area around the Mountainside Public Library. The project included weeding, cleaning, planting, and mulching the landscaped islands in the library parking lot. Newcomb also helped create an outdoor space where residents can sit, relax, and read. Newcomb said the value of reading and understanding ideas made the library a natural choice when he considered potential Eagle Scout projects. After graduating from high school, Newcomb plans to attend college and study film. That path combines his interest in creativity, media, and storytelling. Congratulations to George Newcomb, and thank you for all you do for your community. Thank you for watching today. Today we are closing out Season 5 of Real Good News. It's hard to believe that this journey began in 2024 with one simple intention: to share the good news happening all around us in our communities. At a time when local news is disappearing from so many places, we wanted to create a space for the stories that might otherwise go untold. Stories of people showing up, serving others, solving problems, building connections, and making their communities better. 2 years later, our team has expanded. Our crew has grown stronger, and the stories have become even more meaningful. This season has been filled with remarkable people, honest conversations, and powerful examples of kindness, service, and community. These stories continue to remind us that good news is not rare. Sometimes we just have to slow down long enough to recognize it. To our guests who trusted us with their stories, to our viewers who spent time watching and listening, and to our dedicated crew who makes everything run smoothly, and to the Real Good News team who helped make this season possible, thank you. Thank you, and thank you. We're ready and we're looking forward to Season 6, where we will continue sharing stories that uplift, connect, and remind us of the important work done by everyday people. Those are the stories that strengthen us. Those are what remind us why we love our local communities and why they matter. And they show us what's possible when people care enough to make a difference. Until our next season, I'm Lisa Allen. And remember, real good news is always worth sharing. We'll see you soon.
New Jersey is moving forward with new rules for e-bikes. The goal may be safety, and that's fair, but right now the law is confusing. The states say some e-bikes may need to be registered. Some may also need to be insured. But many riders still don't know which bikes are covered, how to register them, or what paperwork they need. This is especially confusing for Class 3 e-bikes. A Class 3 e-bike can go faster than a regular e-bike with pedal assist, but Class 3 e-bikes don't have a throttle. The rider needs to pedal. That makes them very different from a moped. So the big question is simple. Is a Class 3 pedal assist bike really the same as a motorized bicycle, or is it still an e-bike? Right now, New Jersey has not made that clear enough. One state page seems to say one thing, and another page seems to say something else. That is not fair to riders, police officers, bike shops, or insurance companies. There are also practical problems. Many people brought their e-bikes a year ago. They may not have a title. They may not have a certificate from the manufacturer. Many don't even know the legal class of their e-bike. Insurance is another problem. If the state says some e-bikes need insurance, then the riders need to know what kind of insurance counts. They also need to know which companies offer it and whether the policy actually meets New Jersey's rules. The law needs to be fixed before strong enforcement begins. The state needs to explain the rules in plain language. It should be clear what e-bikes need registration, which bikes need insurance, and which bikes do not. A few legal challenges may actually help. A court may need to decide what the law really means. Lawmakers may also need to correct the language so everyone is working from the same rules. Safety matters. Nobody is saying e-bikes should have no rules, but confusing rules are hard to follow and they are hard to enforce. Here at Real Good News, we believe that New Jersey should slow down, clean up the law, and give riders a fair chance to understand before enforcement begins. The Madison Rotary Club recently held an event to help distribute food to those who are in need. Here are the highlights from the event.
This is Madison Rotary, and we're together creating food bags for Stop Hunger.
We're doing a packing event this morning at our regular breakfast meeting. We're packing non-perishable foods, and it will go to Homeless Solutions. It's one of the many events we do to give back to the community. We do a lot of packing events during the year, and it's a very special time for us to get together, do something like this, and give back. So I'm very proud of the club for what they do, not only today, but all year long.
Real Good News is self-funded, and we are grateful for your contribution to keep our work going. To help support our show, scan the QR code that you see on the screen to make a tax-deductible donation. Even a small amount will help us spread real good news for many more months to come. And we thank you for your support. And now it's time to hear from our good friend, Kate Chiricello-Tente from healthyinthegardenstate.com.
New Jersey might be small, but it is packed with fun, creative ways to work out, too many to fit into just one episode. So today, we're going hyper-local and exploring 3 standout fitness experiences in the state's most densely populated county, Hudson County. From rock climbing to trampoline jumping to Bollywood-inspired dancing, this episode will make you want to get up and move.
Here, we're highlighting the people, places, and resources in New Jersey helping us live our healthiest lives. This is Healthy in the Garden State.
According to health.gov, only 1 in 4 adults and 1 in 5 adolescents in the United States meet physical activity guidelines for aerobic and muscle strengthening activities. I hope this episode inspired you to get up and move. There are so many ways to make it happen.
A speech therapist helps with communication. So communicating, whether it's verbal, whether it's through a device, whether it's gestures, or just learning how to speak with babies. We help others communicate and understand language as well as use it properly in different settings.
As always, we are grateful for Kate's work, and we invite you to check out healthyinthegardenstate.com at the end of today's show. And now, if you're one of the millions of Americans who like food a little spicy, Diane's Meat Curse has a story just for you.
As I was looking for community events and activities for the summer, I came across a cooking school called Passion for Spices, a culinary school that has been serving the community for more than 16 years in Summit, New Jersey. Owner and culinary expert May Friedel combines her passion for cooking and her knowledge of spices and healthy eating. She's also the author of the Indian Cuisine Diabetes Cookbook, which focuses on healthy eating through flavorful cuisine. Here to tell us how she started Passion for Spices is May Friedel.
Passion for Spices is a culinary school where we teach young kids to adults to corporate business folks. We cook real food from scratch and have a good time. Everyone comes, cook together, eat together, and break bread together in a very beautiful setting. The kids enjoy it, they relish the food they made, and they share the stories at home when they go home. This is such a pleasure for me to launch this Passion for Spices, and it's the 16th year we are celebrating. We are very grateful for this platform.
What began as a small neighborhood cooking camp has now grown into a culinary experience centered around connection, culture, and community. Passion for Spices offers hands-on cooking classes, summer camps, private celebrations, and corporate team-building events featuring cuisines inspired by Mediterranean, Latin, Asian, Moroccan, and Tuscan traditions. Using fresh ingredients and a farm-to-table philosophy, guests don't just learn recipes, they gather together, cook together, and share meals together. In a world that often feels rushed and disconnected, Passion for Spices continues to create meaningful moments through food, conversation, and the timeless act of breaking bread together. For more information on classes, camps, and upcoming events, visit www.passionforspices.com. For Real Good News, I'm Diane Kirsch.
And now, here is Steve Lubickin from State Broadcast News.
Thanks, Georgette. Can we treat and prevent disease by rewriting DNA? At a moment when breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and genetics are starting to reshape medicine, a new book is asking a bigger question. What if we could both treat disease more effectively and prevent it by redesigning the biology that causes it? Dr. Adrian Wolfson is a physician and molecular biologist, and his new book is called On the Future of Species, Authoring Life by Means of Artificial Biological Intelligence. In his book, Dr. Wolfson explains how scientists are beginning to decode the language of DNA, making it possible not only to repair faulty genes, but to understand and intervene in the complex systems that drive disease. This work is already underway. Dr. Wolfson is co-founder and CEO of Geniro, a biotechnology company working to design DNA and apply it to new approaches to treating disease. So tell us a little bit about On the Future of the Species. You're doing some, what to most people would be groundbreaking work in DNA and DNA rewriting, which is something that seems to be a science fiction dream. How is that going?
Yeah, well, I've got kind of two components to this, Steve. One was my book and one is the work we're doing, but they're kind of interlinked. So in my company, Genaro in San Diego, we're using AI to design DNA all the way up to the scale of genomes. And we're also using a technology developed at Caltech called Sidewinder to write DNA all the way up to genomes. So we have both the design and the build component. My book On the Future of Species is a kind of exploration of all of the kind of ramifications of this new ability to write DNA, and in a sense to kind of go places where Darwinian evolution could never go before.
So how is it possible to write DNA? How do you go about doing that?
Well, I know it sounds difficult because you can't see it and you can't touch it, but actually those of us who do it have developed ways of doing it and of actually visualizing it, right? Quite accurately. So you literally have 4 different chemicals of which DNA is made, A, C, G, and T, and those can be joined together in different orders to encode information, just like Morse code encodes information in, digital on and offs, on, off, on, off, on, off, right? In the code of DNA is a quaternary code, not a binary code. So there are 4 different variables which can be present in different sequences. And the way we build DNA or write DNA is, first of all, we start off with little pieces of DNA, and then we build those up.
So what are the implications for human life, for medical research of doing this kind of work? How is it going to be used?
Steve, the implications are quite extraordinary. And one of the reasons I wrote my book is as a sort of wake-up call to the public that, hey, you need to know about this, right? You know about AI and how transformative that's going to be. You know about robots. Some people know about quantum computing, right? Very few people understand that when AI meets biology, something extraordinary is going to happen. And what's going to happen is that biology is going to transform into a programmable engineering material, and everything around us, all of our infrastructure, will be built from DNA, from the way information is stored to how you compute, to materials, to energy, and we'll also be able to reverse engineer the mechanics of the human body down to the molecular detail. And that will give us huge insights into human health and healthy longevity, the 2 things I'm interested in. The other dangers, of course, include the deliberate misuse of these technologies to create agents of biowarfare, deliberate pandemics by nation states or bad actors, terrorists, and so on, right? So as is the case with all technologies, there is an upside and a downside. It's a dual-use technology. A key message of my book is that we need to put in place the appropriate governance and infrastructure to make sure that these technologies are used safely, wisely, ethically, equitably, responsibly, and in a manner that benefits society. But the reality is that's going to be hard to do.
I was going to ask you, how do you ensure that it's not used for evil means?
I read one review of my book, right? And the reviewer was saying how great my book was and da-da-da-da. And then they said, but he didn't provide the answer of how we're going to, do I have to do everything? Be a philosopher, a biologist, a molecular biologist, an entrepreneur.
But if you're inventing this stuff, if you're inventing this technology and this capability, there has to be a way to put guardrails on it, right? So in terms of the plus side for this technology. You talked about diseases of aging, the things that are pretty common in aging people like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that. Do you and other neurodegenerative diseases? What kinds of applications do you see the technology having in those areas?
Well, actually, you know, obviously the simplest fix is to stop aging, right? Because those are diseases of aging, right? So if you were able to arrest or slow down or reverse aging, you deal with them in one go, right? And there's a huge amount of research currently invested in kind of longevity medicine. And hey, maybe we will crack that. And if we do, we're going to open up this Pandora's box, right?
Once again, the name of Dr. Adrian Wolfson's book is On the Future of Species, Authoring Life by Means of Artificial Biological Intelligence. You can scan the QR code on the screen to get more information about the book. If you have comments or questions about our interviews, please email me at steve@statebroadcastnews.com. And that'll wrap things up from State Broadcast News here in Cherry Hill. I'm Steve Lubetkin. Georgette, back to you.
And finally, Alan Swatson takes a look at data centers. Take it away, Alan.
Unless you live in a cave or are a hermit, you are hearing about the explosion of AI, artificial intelligence, across our planet. I will address concerns about the hidden and not so hidden dangers of AI in the future. Today, I want to address the issue of the expansion of the data centers required to process all of the unimaginable amount of data generated by artificial intelligence. The structures and infrastructure required for the data processing centers needed to handle all that information can be huge. Here in New Jersey, we currently have approximately 80 data centers located across the state. It is estimated that the number will grow rapidly very soon. You might not be concerned about that information unless you take a hard look at the potential problems these data centers create for the surrounding communities. The potential harms from these concerns, as described by the Sierra Club of New Jersey, include the following: high energy usage straining the grid, spiking energy demand and utility bills for ratepayers due to the huge energy demand, air and noise pollution from diesel and dirty generators and from the servers themselves, high water usage straining drinking water supplies, irresponsible siting near farmlands, wetlands, green spaces, and communities. Just looking at the demand on electric power should give us pause. A 50,000 square foot data center can require up to 10 megawatts of power for 1 hour. 10 megawatts of power is more power than required for the entire borough of Madison, where we're located at this time. The concern over power and more has not been lost on the current leadership in Trenton. Recently, announced a comprehensive plan to address the growing impact of data centers on energy demand, resource use, and local communities. It is the first comprehensive type plan announced in the nation. The plan covers 4 main areas. First, establishing fair share rules intended to ensure data centers bring new clean energy online and contribute to the grid infrastructure needed to support their growth, shifting cost away from the residents to the ratepayers. Second, improving transparency. Data centers would be required to report on energy and water use so the public has greater visibility into the impact of the large-scale facilities. Third, developing strong statewide standards for community benefits. This area is intended to require data centers address impacts like light, noise, and pollution, while also making a meaningful investment in the community. Finally, delivering good paying jobs using local trades and prevailing wages. The plan will require some discussion and legislation from our New Jersey State Legislature. We, the residents of New Jersey, need to keep track of these developments. Many will say, we don't need to worry about this in our little town. We don't have enough space for a 50,000 square foot data center. Don't believe it. First, data centers can be smaller, and many are. Second, what about neighboring towns? The impact created by large data centers does not know town boundaries. The town next to yours with a 100,000 square foot data center will definitely impact electricity and water availability and cost and pollution created by the generators. Already, a few towns in New Jersey have created ordinances that will essentially ban the construction of data centers in their towns. Nearby Summit just passed such an ordinance just a few days ago. As I always say in my commentaries, you need to be informed. You need to monitor what is happening and what is planned in your community and region. You need to use your knowledge to influence the decision makers in your town. I assure you, when you are informed with the facts and up to speed on the issues, you will often know more than those decision makers. So get out there, read the reports on this and other issues, and follow what's coming up in your town. And most of all, tell those elected officials making the plans of your concerns and let them know what your opinion is. I tell you, it does make a difference. I'm Alan Swanson. Thank you for watching.
This episode concludes our 5th season of Real Good News. We will return for our 6th season on July 19th. Until then, I'm Georgette Castro, reminding you that real good news is worth sharing.
Now, Allah is halfway around the world. For the truth can put on its pants. Tell the truth. So my mission without fail is helping truth prevail. You got to give the truth a fighting chance. Tell the truth. Beauty's truth, truth is beauty, and it's my civic duty to always write a reality. More than love, money, fame, more than rip on your good name.
I'll tell you something else about the truth, it will
Set you free on the road to truth you take. There's only 2 mistakes. Don't go all the way or don't even start. Now sometimes truth is pain, sometimes it's hard.